Every morning at 6:10, Auntie Helen opened her eyes before the alarm rang. She was 63 years old, and for the last few years, sleep had become light. Not because of pain, not because of noise, but because her mind woke up before her body. Thoughts came early. Memories came early. She lay still for a few minutes, staring at the ceiling fan that no longer worked. It had stopped years ago. She never fixed it. She did not know why. Maybe because some things, once stopped, felt natural to leave that way. Her small apartment was quiet. Too quiet. Helen lived alone on the 3rd floor of an old building. No elevator. Just narrow stairs that complained with every step. She used to complain too, but now she climbed slowly and silently, like the stairs had taught her patience. She sat up, placed her feet on the cold floor, and whispered to herself, "Another day." She made tea the same way every morning. 1 cup. No sugar. A slice of bread she barely finished. The radio stayed off. Silence felt honest to her. Noise reminded her of how empty the room actually was. Once, this kitchen had laughter. Years ago, there were 2 extra chairs at the table. One belonged to her husband, Mark. The other to her son, Daniel. She still remembered how Daniel used to sit sideways, feet on the chair, asking endless questions while Mark pretended to be annoyed but smiled anyway. Now there was only 1 chair. Mark passed away quietly in a hospital room 8 years ago. Daniel moved to another city for work and then to another country for life. Calls became shorter. Messages became rare. Love did not end, but distance stretched it thin. Helen never blamed him. After breakfast, she wrapped a scarf around her neck and stepped outside. The hallway smelled like old paint and forgotten letters. She checked her mailbox out of habit, not hope. Empty. Outside, the street was already awake. Cars rushed. People rushed. Everyone seemed to have somewhere important to go. Helen walked slowly, carrying a small cloth bag. She walked to the park, the same one she had been visiting for years. She chose the same bench. 3rd from the corner. Under the tree with half-fallen leaves. She liked watching people without being noticed. Young mothers with strollers. Old men feeding birds. Couples walking too close or too far apart. She wondered how many of them would end up alone one day, sitting quietly on a bench, learning to live with memories. Around noon, she noticed a boy standing near the swings. He looked about 8 or 9. Thin jacket. Shoes too big. He was not playing. Just standing, looking around like he was waiting for someone. Minutes passed. Helen watched him carefully. Something felt off. Finally, she stood up and walked closer. Slowly. Carefully. "Are you waiting for someone?" she asked softly. The boy looked at her. His eyes were tired for his age. "My mom went to get coffee," he said. "She said she'd be back soon." Helen nodded. She sat on the nearby bench, not too close, not too far. "Sometimes soon takes a little longer," she said gently. The boy shrugged. Minutes turned into an hour. No one came. The boy's hands were cold. Helen noticed because he kept rubbing them together. She offered him her extra scarf. "Just until your mom comes," she said. He hesitated, then accepted. They talked a little. About school. About his favorite cartoon. About nothing important. Finally, Helen made a call to the park office. Then to local help. The boy's mother was found an hour later. She had fainted at a nearby cafe. Stress. Hunger. Life. When the boy was reunited with her, he turned back and waved at Helen. "Thank you, Auntie," he said. Auntie. That word stayed with her the whole way home. That night, Helen sat at her small table, holding her tea with both hands. For the first time in years, the silence did not feel heavy. It felt softer. The next day, she returned to the park. Then the next. Slowly, people noticed her. A woman asked her to watch a stroller for a minute. An old man shared his bread with her. A young girl smiled at her for no reason at all. Helen realized something important. Her life was not empty. It was just quiet enough to hear others. She still woke up early. Still drank tea alone. Still checked an empty mailbox. But now, when she sat on her bench, she felt useful. Seen. Needed. And sometimes, when someone called her Auntie, she smiled to herself and thought, maybe this is my place now.